This is one of the most iconic photos in history.
I don't know what it is about it that does that, when you can go and be in the place where something happened.
The joining of East and West. And as this photo was being taken, there was a shining example of that change that was hammered into the ground to commemorate the moment.
We grew up learning about the Golden Spike. It's on our quarter. You know, it's just like every kid who grows up in Utah knows about the Golden Spike.
So here it is, the original Golden Spike. I mean, my hands are literally, I'm just kidding. This is just a replica they sell in the gift shop. But you might be surprised to know that the Golden Spike, which is actually golden spikes, aren't actually here.
On the day of the commemoration, we had 4 different spikes that were here. We had 2 gold spikes, 1 silver spike, and 1 spike that was iron, gold, and silver.
That's Brandon Flint, superintendent of Golden Spike Historical National Park, who knows pretty much everything there is to know about the spikes themselves.
And those 4 spikes were all ceremonial. They were tapped into place because they're precious metals, which means you can't drive them or you're gonna flatten them. You know, I would love to see the spikes wherever they are out on public display because it is a really important part of U.S. history.
The gold and silver spike are in a private collection. The second golden spike has been lost to time. And then there's the gold and silver spikes that reside at Stanford University's Cantor Arts Center. The spikes were owned by Leland Stanford, one of the founders of the Central Pacific Railroad. Those 2 were on display in Utah for the 150th anniversary, but are now a subject of a movement to bring them back permanently.
So it started when I went on a trip to San Francisco with my family over the summer a couple of years ago.
David Pendleton is a history teacher at Neil Armstrong Academy in West Valley. Because of his fascination, he wanted to see the Golden Spike in all its glory, but
it was just kind of tucked away in a room, but without a label, without any kind of explanation as to what it was or the history behind it or anything.
These were the pictures he took, and that sparked an idea.
That would be a fun writing assignment to do with your kids. Just do a persuasive letter. I was like, yeah, that's a really good idea.
Persuading to bring the spikes back.
And we started the assignment.
Just wanted us to write notes, but then we're like, no, what can I do?
Let's see if we can really do this.
After an event in 2023, students from all over Utah and then the country got involved.
Today, to wrap up our campaign.
And so it just kind of really quickly took on this life of its own.
Because they were actually noticing us. That made me actually really happy.
Including Pendleton's own kids.
I hope that Stanford gives us a spike.
So soon, the real one, will be ours.
They garnered attention from around the world, but now a year later,
we're still waiting for an answer, and so we've kind of been in this holding pattern since then. I am hoping to get an answer here very soon now. I've actually been in contact with them in the last couple of weeks.
So they're still trying to appeal to them.
Stanford, if you're watching this, please give it to us.
And that would be pretty cool for Brandon, too.
I would love to have him in our Golden Spike Visitor Center.
But ultimately,
it is an important part of California history. It's an important part of Nevada history, Utah, Wyoming. Most importantly, I would love to see all of those spikes out on display somewhere.
And whatever the outcome, the experience those kids had makes it all worth it.
This is something they're going to remember for the rest of their lives.
Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.